Before we get into our regular announcements, I want to launch today. We're going to be entering as a church into a season of a special offering, and we do this at this time each year. And so I actually have a letter for everybody. So let's have our welcome team come up. Let's have Jim and Milena. If you guys could come up, I've got on the table right here. Grab half a stack and make sure everybody gets a letter. This is a letter from me to you. We're going to go through this letter today. Just to say, if you are not a Christian or you are not a part of our church, we're really not talking to you. This is really for people who belong to our church. If you're interested in participating in this, you're welcome to, but just to say, this is really for something for our church. So Tangible Community is our fund that we've been laying aside money for many years, building up a building fund so that we can buy this church building. And we don't own it. Some evil, greedy investors own it. And these evil, greedy investors, I know the guy really well, actually. I shouldn't say that. He'll probably hear this. This will get back to him. Don't tell him I said that. It's a joke. He's a great guy. But they're interested in making money. They want to chop this up into condos and all kind of stuff. And by God's grace, the alderman in the neighborhood blocked that from happening and preserved this building for the time being, at least. And it's our intention to buy it. God, he's got all kind of plans. Maybe he'll change his plans on us. But from what we can tell right now, we have faith, we have vision, we have calling to own this facility, all right? And that's going to take all of us. It's going to take a sacrifice. That's going to take us pouring our resources together to move us in that direction. So let me just go through this letter real quick. I'll read it to you. It will come up on the screen as well if you online or you didn't get a letter. But follow along with the printed copy I have here, or you have with you. So it says, Dear Trinity family, thank you for being part of what God is doing at Trinity. Because of you, we are in a strong position to move forward into God's plans. And therefore excited to share details about the annual Tangible Community offering. Firstly, I want to ask you to stretch your faith. Please pray for the resources to transform our facility into a lighthouse for Chicago. By God's grace, we have made amazing progress towards ownership with over $550,000 in our Tangible Community Fund. We want to make this our permanent home and utilize it to share the grace of Jesus. Secondly, I want to ask for your generosity. With your ongoing contributions, we can make ownership a reality. Please start by reviewing your tithe. I want to ask you to consistently give your full tithe at Trinity. Remember, God promises to bless our financial obedience. I also want to ask you to give beyond the tithe and become a sacrificial giver like Jesus. Please prayerfully make a one-time gift to our Tangible Community 2024 offering. This will be above and beyond a regular tithe. Ask the Holy Spirit to show you how much you should give. One last request. Please consider joining others with an additional monthly gift directly to our building fund. Across time, these additional gifts really add up and get us closer to our down payment goal of $850,000. Pray if you should give an additional 2, 3, or 4% of your income, or perhaps more. Allow God to stretch your faith. God can use our generosity as we all join together. These three giving opportunities represent a powerful test of God's faithfulness and pursuit of His mission here in Chicago. Please make your pledges and give your gifts as soon as you're able. Return this form in the Sunday offering or online at tri.church/pledge. This offering involves everyone. No matter the size of our gifts, it's amazing to see how it all adds up and how God uses it. For more information, review the FAQs in our vision booklet at tri.church/vision. Also, please reach out if you have any questions or a testimony, and you can email through or you can reach out. P.S. If you desire to grow in your finances, please find your free financial stewardship resource at tri.church/money. All right, so a lot of information there. This campaign, or this giving campaign that we're launching today, this will be for 5 weeks. starting today. So we're going to be talking about it every Sunday. We're going to be giving updates. I want to encourage people to give. A lot of people wait till the very end to give, and that always makes me nervous, but God uses that to test my faith. But I want to urge you to be able to give. I know that sometimes this is a tough time of year to give. Depends how well you manage your taxes. If you get a tax return, it's easy to give. If you don't get a tax return, it's really hard to give. But you can do it. I believe in you. We can all do it together. So the size of our gifts is not the key. That's not the key. The key is that we all want to make a sacrifice. So even if we give a much smaller amount, if it's a sacrifice, God blesses that and multiplies that and uses that in profound ways. So I want to actually invite up Ken, who's going to share his experience of learning to give more recently. Ken got baptized recently in our church, became a believer more recently, and he's going to share his experience of giving. So let's give a hand for Ken.
Can everybody hear me? We're good? No. So giving to the church really is a big test of faith. I remember sitting in the pews, listening to Jacob and Adam talk about how much they got back. And I'm like, man, I wish that could be me. Well, it's me now. It might not come back to you, winning the lottery, but it's just the having to focus on my finances and setting aside the money to give to the church, knowing I wouldn't have it. It's a change of mindset that bleeds into the rest of my life, and it all comes back. So no matter how much you can give, whether you're a couple dollars, couple hundred, do what you can. And yeah.
All righty. Thank you, Ken. We love the Ken voice. Okay, if you forget your copy of this letter or you're online and you want to reread it or relook at it, there's a digital copy at tri.church/2024. There's a PDF copy there. And ways to give. So you got this giving envelope. You should have received this giving envelope when you came in. You can give just your regular tithes that way with the offering, but you can also use the envelope to give in the special offering as well. You just got to... The key with this stuff, also if you give online on the website, is that there's an option, there's a drop down, and there's an option here as well that says where you want to direct your giving to. So when you give online at tri.church/give, basically you got to select where it's going to go. If you forget to say it's for the Tangible Community Building Fund or whatever it is you're giving towards, then it will just go into our regular fund. And if you accidentally do that, you can just shoot us an email and tell us to reassign it. But try to remember that you can give online, you can give with the envelope, you can give with a text option as well. Lots of different ways to give. Just want to encourage everyone, we do these sacrificial offerings. We do 2 offerings like this a year. Around Easter time, we do, we're raising money for building fund. Around Christmas time, we're doing typically that's to bless our city and bless other ministries. We typically give that away each year. Our Christmas offering goes towards serving the poor and needy. So there's different ways that we give, different things we focus on at different times of the year. But the thing I've tried to build into my life is just to be prepared for this time, is to build this into my ongoing financial planning, so that when we get to this moment, I can be generous and I can give, and I'm not just like trying to, get a little bit together and kind of give in a stressful way, but to give in a way that says, I can really give generously and I plan to give generously. And so I think that's just a way, if you're not strong with your finances, start shooting for that, start trying to create that rhythm in your life. But wherever you're at, pray and say, God, what would you have me give to this offering? How can I make a sacrifice? How can I make a difference? And we're getting closer and closer to owning this building. The owners, as we talked about in the last few months, the owners have gotten more serious about trying to sell it, and we're the most obvious group to buy it. There are other groups that rent space around, but they're not in a position to buy it. We are. We're in the biggest position to buy it. We did float a number to them, which they weren't very happy with. So the process is kind of on hold right now. It's kind of in a holding pattern, but that's good for us. That actually gives us leverage. And so we want all of the other options to just vanish and disappear, and we're the only option for them. So they have to take whatever we offer for us. Let's pray for that. Pray that we get a good deal on the building, that God favors us in all of this. So thank you so much for considering it. If you have any questions, please reach out. And now, onto something completely different. I want to bring up Ekemini Girdell to talk about cultivate worship. Give her a hand.
Hello. Just before I say cultivate worship, somehow this morning I managed to lose the in-ears that we use on the worship team. So if you're walking around and you see it looks like this, a black cord with earbuds on it, can you pick that up? Because I don't know how I did that. But I did find, over the weekend I had press-on nails and I was scratching my hair and it fell off and I lost a nail in my hair. So I lose a lot of things apparently. Cultivate Worship. So Cultivate Worship is an event that we're putting on. This is the first time we're doing it, but the plan is to do them a couple of times through the year. And what it is an opportunity for musicians and vocalists to come together. So it's for people on the worship team or people if you're just curious. I play an instrument, maybe I want to join the worship team, I don't know, or I don't have any experience playing with a band, I don't know if I'd be any good or what that would feel like. This is an opportunity to come. You can sign up at that link, but it will be a couple of hours where we get together as a group, we fellowship, you get to meet different people in the worship team, different people in the church, and then we'll do a quick overview of what it means to be on the worship team, why we have worship, why we have this team, and how we function as a worship team together. So it means that if you're interested in joining, you get to find out what the commitment is, what the skill level is. That's just part of it. The second part is that we will play through a couple of worship songs together. And so if you're someone who you play an instrument or you sing, but you've never done it in a group or with a band before, this is a great time to practice that, to try that out. We'll have someone on hand kind of talking you through it. I don't know music theory, so I'm going to say words, don't judge me. So someone will be like, we're doing G now, and then in 3 seconds we're going to change to the B chord and hold on for the next 5 beats. I don't know. I won't be the one talking through that. But if you have any interest at all in worship, in music, in singing together, and you're just curious, please, please, please come join us, sign up, and we would love to see you there.
Main announcement today, for me at least, is the Edgewater yard sale. I found out about this morning. We don't have a slide for it. It is on June the 1st. And it is going to be benefiting our youth camp fund and initiative, so getting the kids to camp. So if you have anything that you want to get rid of and you were going to give it away, but you think you could get some money for it or we can get some money for it, bring it on June the 1st. I found a dusty kettlebell in my living room yesterday, so that'll be making its way here as well.